Actually, you know what I still want to start with?
What? A kiss?
Yeah. I want to start with a kiss, as always. What I want to start with is, what were we doing right before this?
Putting the kids to bed.
A little before that?
Watching My Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
A little down.
Are you? In what kind of way?
Where I'm scared. There's so much is happening. It's really good. It's not overly intense like it used to be, where I think both of us were getting really anxious, or it was so much. But now I'm feeling good. I like where everybody's at. I'm as concerned as I've always been for All Might.
Yeah.
Just because I dread it. I feel like it's an inevitable event.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's okay.
Last time we had to switch them.
Yeah, I went and grabbed a different one. I just don't want to fucking start over.
Well, can't you just cut it out? Oh, it's back.
Yes, I can cut it out. If it does it again, then I'll just go grab a different one. It's just a fucking...
It's an inevitable event. And I've dreaded it for so long, and the longer the time goes on where it hasn't happened yet, the dread is just... I don't know if my heart will be able to take it.
I know. It's like they keep hinting at it. And by it, we mean... I don't know if you're watching... Spoiler alert if you watch My Hero Academia. But they just keep pointing in the direction of like... Over my dead body.
Yeah.
Even if I have to die.
Yeah.
Even it's like, dude, what are you trying to do to All Might?
Him transferring his powers anyway because his body couldn't take it. He was going to die. He needed to choose somebody anyway. Yeah, so the whole plot has pretty much always been...
When I die.
All Might's demise.
All Might's demise. I was telling you also the other night about how... there was these comments from the other manga artists when there was the announcement that My Hero is ending.
Yeah. Did you find something
I'm
about
gonna find that.
People were talking bad about it. They weren't. It ending wasn't being shined upon. But really? Oh. But yeah, I'm really glad that Deku's also kind of like come into his own, where I don't feel like his little boyness was almost cringy or something. You know what I mean? And I feel like he's finally come into his own. And it's more enjoyable.
Yeah, so author comments from other authors for the final chapter from Weekly Shonen Jump. Let's see. Here we go. Congratulations for completing My Hero after 10 years. Being in the same magazine has been the pride of my life.
That seems nice.
That is nice. I still remember reading volume 17 when I was in high school, from Mirio to One for All 100%. What a legend.
Dude, if we get a spoiler in this, I'm not going to appreciate it.
This is Ichiro Oda. So now you get to play Pokemon Go as much as you want. Congratulations on 10 years. Maybe it was a different...
Yeah, I just couldn't imagine anyone saying anything
bad. But whatever it was,
so fantastic.
It was a different manga, and it was like the announcement that it was ending, and all these other artists were like... These were their comments towards, towards The Elusive Samurai. I watched that. I love that. Versus this show ending, and everybody was like, hey, congratulations on being a total piece of shit. Maybe it was all fake news. Maybe it was all bullshit.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, because, or it was either that or a different show. Because I remember specifically, Oda's was like, congratulations on always doing worse than me. Would not exist without My Hero.
Would not exist without My Hero.
On the ending of My Hero.
Dude, I can't. I'm getting anxiety just on the off chance that like even just the tiniest bit. Because if I have any spoilers, it's just game over for me.
Dead Unlock, new as Exorcist. You know what else we've been watching, which is ultra mega popular right now? Dude, that's a great impression. Everybody knows exactly what you're talking about. But this is so immensely popular already. Like the show, it's only 6 episodes deep, and there's already entire accounts on Instagram dedicated to just this.
That doesn't surprise me too much.
Like daily Dandadan. Yeah, but I mean, with all the shows that I watch, like all the different ones that I've seen, for this to get such a kickoff so quickly. I mean, there's been a lot of shows that I really love that have just come out. For instance, The Elusive Samurai. That I literally just read it. I was like, dude, this show's fucking brilliant. But it was only on Crunchyroll, and it wasn't on any other, platform streaming, but it was still brilliant. But I mean, we could have guessed it was going to be big because it's on every single platform.
Yeah, and I feel like anything that's been a new release that's on some mainstream or big platforms, they get hype. Or even the shows that I watch will have like Instagrams dedicated to it pretty quickly, or a pretty big fan base.
I feel like not like this one.
I mean, yeah.
This one, I've never seen one that was immediately released on Netflix, Hulu, and Crunchyroll. I haven't seen one like that. I've seen them like Hulu, or I've seen them like Netflix and Crunchyroll, or Crunchyroll and Hulu, but never all 3 of those at once. And I don't know. Maybe it's how they released it, but that's all. I'm seeing shit constantly, and of course, because I watch it and enjoy it, it's going to keep pumping that stuff to me. But I mean, it's good. I've been meaning to ask you, what do you like about it?
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the storyline. Well, I mean, it's one of the only ones, if not the only show that you were watching that I just happened to look over and watch, and then immediately just got hooked.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's just a lot of elements of things that I'm into. Maybe, I mean, they combine aliens and ghosts or demons, so there's lots of weird stuff like that. I love the weird cat part, like the little kitschy parts, or the little it's fun, it's silly, it's goofy, it's serious, it's intense. I like the art style, I like the music. There's so many elements. There's usually a hurdle I have to get over in anime with some of the really typical characters or some of the typical stylized voices that it's hard. But this is just, it really hit. I just love it.
Which is common. Yeah. Sometimes you get some of these voices that are so obnoxious, like mostly the female voices are very obnoxious, and English or the Japanese versions, they're just fucking obnoxious.
Or like the exaggerated emotional responses can really just,
it can wear on you
too much.
But the way that they do it, and I've noticed that a lot in anime more recently, because when I first started watching anime, over 10 years ago, I steered clear of most of those types of shows because of that exact same thing. I'd turn it on and I'd see this goofy like shit, and I would just have to turn it. I'm like, I can't watch this. I can't take it seriously. So I was only watching shows like Death Note and Cowboy Bebop and stuff like that have none of that. And slowly but surely I worked my way in. But not only that, but in recent years, they've just got better. I think there's such a mergence of Western and Japanese culture, and like there's an understanding of our humor more. Like they understand it more, but we also understand them a little more.
Yeah, and appreciate it more.
So it's meshing a lot better, and we're getting comedy that translates. Because I would turn a show on and it said it was a comedy, and I'm like, where's the funny part?
Right.
But even if I'm not laughing out loud, I'm still watching it being like, I'm grinning ear to ear.
Right.
There are so many times when we're watching the show and we turn to each other and we're both like this.
I know. Also, I think I just had such a stereotype against anime. It wasn't really my style. I knew girls growing up in middle school that were always drawing these types of characters, and it was never
those girls, dude, wearing foxtails.
It was never really my scene, my interest. So dude, I had some.
Those girls were stinky.
I had a lot of other things to say about them, but I don't feel like it's appropriate.
Why do you know them?
No, I just don't think they're very kind to say.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, keep it to yourself.
Thank you. But
I don't
now
know what could be worse than stinky. Crusty? Okay, continue.
So getting over that hurdle, I mean, 5 years later, you know, there's shows that you've had me watch that you think I would like. There's shows that I've seen you watching and then I decided to watch that I liked, or ones that we decided together by doing research on them, whatever it is. All after all this time, it's broken it down, and now I think I just might like it. I was going to say, we were talking about it earlier. Am I your friend that you can talk about anime with?
Oh my God.
Am I becoming
hope
that
so.
person?
I hope so. After
years
of crafting and molding,
right?
I've finally, there is, this show is just, it's so great. It on all fronts. It does everything great. Also, I was watching Mr. Daniel Tosh. I was watching his podcast, and he had this this lady who became a very popular young adult author during the pandemic. She became like super famous. I guess she's like really she's got like books that are already being turned into movies and stuff. And so they're discussing the young adult fiction world. And I think in America, especially for women, like this young adult thing, there's a lot when she was discussing a lot of the tropes of those books and why they appeal so much to, like, Twilight appealed so much to women of all ages.
Yeah, right. Such a broad audience was because there's like these and anime, a lot of these animes, they touch on them as well, like this young love kind of thing. Sometimes there's like a forbidden love kind of thing, right.
All those kinds of stuff. So it's like and they always take place in high schools, because that's like where everything is kind of like, you're old enough and it's like the nexus of stuff kind of like changing and you're trying to figure stuff out. It's when stuff kind of finally matters, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter.
But you can also, it's a good age because you can still capture other audiences, because there's always like little brothers and little sisters, or then the parents and the adults. So there's more to look at. Yeah. But there's whole, that age is very romanticized.
It is very romanticized among young adults. And
it's where all our dreams were left behind to die.
Maybe speak for yourself, homie. But I'm going to start watching some of our things, but I need...
Am I the woman of your dreams? How many minutes did we just talk about anime?
Almost 10.
Hot.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to clip it up, but what I want to clip up, because this is... I could die on this hill. This could be where it all ends. This could be where it all starts or where it all ends. Or the third option, this could mean and be literally nothing. But I've been wanting to so badly just give my 2 cents. I mean, you've heard it probably a couple times on dub versus sub.
Yeah.
Now, if you're watching this, you probably think that I'm going to go on a rant about how sub is better than dub, and you would be sorely mistaken. Dub, I'm going to say this, and you will...
Should I put my mic down?
No. You will stay right here and you will listen.
Maybe I've listened plenty. I agree.
Plenty of times. Dub is so much better than sub, and there is no... Whatever reason you have for watching subtitled anime... It doesn't matter. It doesn't hold up. It's bullshit. It's an elitist, exclusivist like way of thinking. It's because you were ostracized as a child and you found something, and then when other people start finding the thing that you like, you had to make it even more exclusive to keep them out because of what they did to you, and to not let them in. And I think it's fucking stupid, because it doesn't matter. Any argument you have for why subtitles... Well, let's start with the first one. So I read subtitles over dubbing because I want to be closer to the source material. It's bullshit. I've listened to dubbed while reading the original subtitles. Mm-hmm. The changes that are there are so somatic and don't fucking matter. It's a shitty argument. It's a shitty fucking argument. the other thing is like, oh well, they changed the tone. It's like, well, they'll change the tone of being like, maybe it's supposed to be sarcastic, and they change it. I'm sorry, but last I checked, you can't read sarcasm, you fucking idiot.
Babe, you're yelling at people.
No, I know, I am. You cannot read sarcasm. Also, do you speak Japanese? Do you speak Japanese? You don't? Oh, interesting. So how would you know what a sarcastic tone in Japanese sounds like? People are like, oh, it sounds better. I'm sorry, the gibberish sounds better to you? If you don't speak Japanese, it's just sounds, and you're like, it sounds better. Oh, so something you literally can't comprehend sounds better to you. And then they're like, oh, the American voice actors or the English voice actors. And I know right now you're feeling like I'm yelling at you, and I'm not. I'm just yelling close to you. I'm just yelling close to you. These people, they're like, well, these English voice actors suck. Dude, do you know how fucking rude that is? Do you think that these people aren't taking this job seriously? These people have been in the industry for 30 plus years. They are staples of the industry. There's not just 10 of them anymore. We're living in 2024. There's like hundreds of them. And they are passionate about anime. They want to do a good job. They're passionate about acting and about voice acting. And to tell them that they don't put in the same effort or heart into the voice acting is fucking rude. You have no clue what the fuck you are talking about. Not only, but to say like, oh, it just every fucking argument you have for subtitles, it's like, if you don't speak Japanese, how do you know it's better? You don't know it's better. You don't know what sort of like inflection means something. You don't know when it's just sounds that get louder and quieter while you read words. You don't know if they're being sarcastic. You don't know when the punchline of a joke comes. You don't know the nuance of a pun because you're reading the words and you don't understand the fucking language. How am I doing?
I just think reading the words is distracting. You don't get to pay attention to the emotions and the art and the characters and the happenings because you're reading instead of watching and listening.
Exactly. I needed a vape break. And that's also one of their arguments is like,
I was going to say that was probably going to
I'm going to wake you made me wake my baby up. One of their arguments is that like, because the people are like, well, I can't read and watch. And they're like, well, it's because you read slow.
No, dude, I'm the world's fastest reader.
Yeah, you read fast. That's what I mean. That's the kind of people you're dealing with. People that want to put you down for trying to enjoy something. Dub is better than sub. I want to make sure I've said everything I need to say. Hold on. Before we move on. He's good. Before I move on, let me just make sure. Let me just run through it. Make sure that... because if I leave a stone unturned, I'm going to have to touch back on this.
We're going to have to revisit this.
We're going to have to revisit this. What else is there? Yeah, you don't speak Japanese. So how could you know? Not only that, but they're like also the translations used to be shitty. Yeah, like 20 years ago. But now anime is such a fucking cash cow. They have teams of people, passionate people that have grown up on anime that are doing their best, their very fucking best to make a proper translation into English so that they can voice it over. And for you to say that their work is bullshit, go fuck yourself. Eat shit. Dub is better than sub. Stop torturing yourself with reading. Nobody wants to be in your stupid loser club anyway. I've watched more anime than you, and it's all been dub, bitch. Suck me off. Out. All right, now let's... I can't wait to cut that up and put it on the internet.